Hello, and welcome to another episode of Wrestling is Her. I'm your host, Raja, and I'm joined by my forever unit mate, co-host, John.
Hello.
We are here to talk about some good stuff.
Good times.
Some good stuff that's been going on in the world of women's wrestling. It's been quite a week for the ladies.
It's been a lot busier than we thought it was going to be.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we had like the first women's casino gauntlet. We have
really good.
We have a women's intercontinental champion.
It's good.
There's so much going on.
Yeah, just really, on a time we weren't expecting to be crazy, it ended up being crazy.
Absolutely. And what we are here to talk about is our favorite of the favorite of women's wrestling, and that is some Stardom
Little
goodness.
bit of Stardom.
Because we have to talk about this Korakuen Hall show that just happened.
Oh, yes,
okay?
we do.
And before we even get to that, I just need to give a brief but passionate shout out to New Japan Strong Battle in the Valley.
Oh my God.
Because it was some great
It was great.
some great
It
stuff.
was really good. It was the best crowd.
Overall, like a great show from start to finish.
Yes.
But especially the women that were involved. There was a 8-man elimination match. Very Stardom elimination match style with the 8 ladies in this match. Viva Van, Hanako, Mina Shirakawa, and Maika all teaming up against Johnny Robbie, Trish Adora, Anna Jay, and Azumi. So that was a treat for the American.
Trish Adora got that smoke.
Oh man, did she get smoke? And
She got that Hanako smoke.
Hanako knocked the patootie out of her.
Yeah, she knocked her out.
It was crazy to watch.
She was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Absolutely, she was. And just to see Maika getting the win here in this match and kind of like maybe giving a little hints later on in the night, like, you know, Mina, you've been around America and you've been going to AEW.
It was really cool.
Maybe I'll make a visit to if Maika shows up in AEW, I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. Okay.
It was great seeing the girls stateside like that. It was a great fun match. And if Maika would come, I mean, let's give a shout out, by the way, for one of our close cities here to the compound. It's Cincinnati, because anybody who saw the Cincinnati crowd, Cincinnati there.
Cincinnati.
The new arena.
Yes, in that the Brady Music Hall.
Yeah. Going out of the big one, going in there. Listen, that place, throw me 2,000 or so people in that place anytime.
It's such a cute little building.
I love all the fact that going into these buildings like the Hammerstein and Hammerstein-esque type places.
Yeah.
It's just a vibe, and we knew it would be.
It has such a vibe, and it's so right. It just feels right. Like, this is where we're supposed to be when we go to these shows.
It does.
This is the kind of building we expect to pull up to, okay?
Yeah, it really does, because I think that's the kind of building that, you know, if you can't, like, it's supposed to be an alternative for a reason.
Right. It's not supposed to be exact carbon copy of the other guys.
You don't put Hulk versus Andre in that building.
No.
You know, just because those people wouldn't like it.
But you would put a Kenny Omega return to AEW match in
You
that
might
building.
do that. Or a Casino Women's Gauntlet.
Or a Casino Women's Gauntlet, which, congratulations to the young up-and-comer Toni Storm for
what a rookie.
winning that match to get a title shot
I
at a
swear to God.
pay-per-view.
We should do a special episode.
Where we talk all about her
I know
career.
it's early in her career.
We wouldn't have much to talk about.
But we could do a retrospective on what we have so far.
We could, yeah.
And we could talk about that girl that she reminds us of. I don't remember her name, though.
No,
we did in
it escapes
retrospective
me.
on her.
Yeah.
But I don't remember.
Very similar vibes.
Yeah, I know, right? But it's so weird because it's not the same. It's like, you want to do your Vanilla Ice thing?
It's not the same.
It's just not the same.
Theirs goes dun 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 dun, and ours goes dun 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 dun.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
It's not the same. You
love
gotta have
that
to smile.
I love that stupid meme so much.
Because you could tell when somebody's smiling and they're talking. It's like, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yes, but Toni Storm versus Mariah May in Australia is going to be bonkers. It's going to be so good.
I mean, look, we knew.
Yeah, we kind of knew. Okay,
But it's a little bit different when they had a god awful one. They've had one bad one.
Yeah.
And I won't even talk about it, but we knew the winner of that one too. But it was obvious, but Jesus Christ. This one, when Megan Bain. Let's give a little bit. Megan Bain.
Megan showing up.
Megan Bain.
Oh,
finally
on AEW Dynamite. We missed you, girl.
Yeah. Where you been all our lives? Been up at GCW hiding around.
Seeing her square up against Chris Statlander was like a dream come true.
Yeah, it was strange because Megan's the giant, in Stardom, and you pointed it out. It was like, yeah, she's a little bit tall.
She doesn't look as she's not ginormous here.
She's not Andrea, the lady giant.
Right. Not as much so as in Stardom.
She's still a big bitch.
Yes, she's still a big old girl. Okay, yeah. She's gonna overpower most people.
And she looked gorgeous. She looked amazing.
Yes.
And I think that it was a way different than another big one that came recently. It didn't get over. And I think there's a reason for that. It's kind of a funny thing in pro wrestling. You don't have to be smart to the business to kind of get certain things are right and certain things aren't right.
Right.
And I've noticed it before. You can see in a match if somebody's lost. And you don't have to know. You
could just feel it's off.
You don't have to know wrestling, but when somebody kind of stumbles around a little bit, you don't have to know the footing of wrestling.
No, but if it interrupts the flow of the match, you pick up on it, even if you don't know what you're seeing. Yeah.
I've went over all this shit with you so many times, but I mean, like the hesitation, you don't have to actually know, oh, wait, she hesitated or whatever. Oh, hey, it took her 29 steps to get across the ring.
Right.
You don't have to know that stuff. But when you see it done right,
when it works,
something just feels right. And I tell you what,
it works.
I was there live in Florida. I think it was the last time Megan was there. So I was live in Florida watching that, and I remember her coming out, and I was really excited to see her then.
Oh, she was a presence even back then.
She was, but the difference in then to now. It's that Stardom effect. It's that Japanese wrestling effect.
I agree. We watched her grow up in Stardom.
And what was really cool with the Stardom run was Mariah May had just left and came to AEW. We're super excited about that. And it was leaving a hole, the Gaijin hole.
Yeah.
And, Megan just boom.
Oh, she ran with it. Yeah, she freaking overcame.
We kind of doubt it, that
it's like, who can replace Mariah May?
Who can replace that? And I think it culminated in Philadelphia.
Yeah, her match against Micah.
That match against Micah, which was roughly the last time we really seen her in the national kind of spotlight.
Yeah, it was a fantastic match. It kind of showed everything that she'd been working for.
Dudes, you got to go back and watch that match. If you haven't seen
last April,
the Micah versus Megan Bain match from the Stardom show way back in Philadelphia WrestleMania weekend, you got to watch that match. I'm going to go back and watch it again because I was there. We were there live.
Yes, we were.
And it was just a phenomenal match that had no business being as phenomenal as it was.
Yeah, it was right in the middle of like a kind of mid Micah title run, and we were like not excited about it really.
Yeah.
And then that match happened and it kind of reignited the spark.
It was really, really good.
It was amazing.
So welcome back, Megan Bain.
Yes, and also Willow and Jamie and Julia in that match, and Harley Cameron, of course.
Harley Cameron coming on like crazy. We talk about the
Feel the wrath.
Feel the wrath. We talk about the Stardom girls that come along,
I
man,
know.
Harley, dude.
She's so impressive to me. Like, she's an enigma, and I love her.
She's an entertainer. She is a pure entertainer. It doesn't matter if she wins or loses.
Mm-hmm. People are going to love her regardless.
She's going to get a huge pop, and she's freaking phenomenal.
She really is. She's just a joy to watch, whether it's in backstage segments or in the ring.
You can tell, like if there's somebody that makes you smile when you hear their music or you see them.
Right.
And she's one of those people.
And her
for
new
me.
song is just fabulous.
Yeah, it really is. But she's one of those people, like when she comes out, I smile.
Yeah, me too. I really love Harley Cameron. She's an amazing gem of a person.
Agreed. But my God, how stacked. And that wasn't everybody. You don't have Mercedes out there.
Yeah,
you don't
Anna
have Thunder
Jay
Rosa.
couldn't be in there because she can't challenge Mariah anymore.
Serena wasn't out there.
I know.
Deanna.
There's just so many people. Sky Blue's not back yet.
Sky Blue, Billy Starks,
we just got them all over the place.
I almost said Rose Red, but...
Red Velvet.
Be a cool name though, wouldn't it?
It would be.
A little horror gimmick. That's what she should do, like get all pissed off and she comes back and be Rose Red.
It's like she's like covered in blood and said, oh man.
All right, we're getting off.
Sorry, tangent aside, we would be remiss if we did not mention the retirement match of one Sumi Sakai.
Holy crap,
a
dog.
Japanese legend of a female wrestler who has paved the way for many Japanese wrestlers to make their way to America and has been that contact for a lot of young wrestlers and like given them place to stay and has helped them in their careers. And that was sort of the foundation of who she picked to be in this match with her, with Hiromu and Sho and Evil. It's like all of her people, a lot of her people who she has helped in the past, people that are very close to her and that she loves very much. So it was really just a special moment.
It's a fun match.
It was a fun match top of everything.
It was obviously in the scheme of things, it's a nothing match, but it's a fun match and emotional and all this good stuff. You got
Sho and Evil being Sho and Evil, House of Torture style, and Sumi like trying not to get involved in that, but she's on their team. And then you've got Hiromu teaming with Yuka Sakazaki and Mayu Iwatani.
Dream team, buddy.
Like, what the heck?
It was such a weird dream team.
It was like a fever dream of a match.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
I can see you having that dream.
Yeah.
With those people teaming.
Those specific people.
Yeah. Just because you love them so much.
I love all three of them.
It's just really crazy.
It was crazy. It was a beautiful match. And of course, they did the whole retirement ceremony afterwards, which was very emotional. Everyone came out around the ring to thank Sumi Sakai.
Fans are super respectful.
For everything she's done for wrestling.
Dude, let me tell you, that Battle in the Valley, that crowd.
That crowd was great.
That crowd was
legit. They did amazing, yes.
They reminded me of a 2018 crowd.
Yeah.
They were really up on it, and they loved everybody.
I think New Japan Strong may be riding that high of Wrestle Kingdom, Wrestle Dynasty for a little while.
I think maybe Gabe Kidd ignited a few things.
Maybe he did. You know? Like, seeing him there is kind of like, oh, there's a big star here in New Japan Strong.
I felt different.
Yeah, and...
I mean, I felt different than I did before with him.
Yeah, and the fact that he was... opening the show. Like, what is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, you know,
it was his match against Ishii.
It was fantastic.
Like, excuse me.
It was the main event.
It was amazing.
It was the main event. It was the main thing because it was and it was reinnovate. It showed you what happens when you work the right style with Ishii.
Yeah,
Ishii can be nothing or he can be amazing.
Yeah, Ishii has had some of the best matches in New Japan.
I still think Gabe knocked his ass out too.
Yes, it did appear. There was quite a few like hard smacks
just
on that show.
Excited, leaning in.
Yes, Battle in the Valley was amazing, and it was on the same night as the Stardom show. So the Stardom shows across this weekend were a little light on people because they had people in America, so they were just working with what they had. But regardless of the fact there were 3 shows, we are going to skip ahead to the Korakuen Hall show and just sort of fit in relevant details of the other 2 shows if necessary. Mm-hmm. There wasn't a whole lot of like storytelling and stuff on the January 11th, January 12th shows because they were kind of just like getting us to Korakuen Hall.
Yeah, really lively crowds.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. They had a nice little setup in that building with a screen and everything and all the lights. Like it looked pay-per-view setup for these little shows.
They've been doing that.
The most important thing that did happen on these shows was the Artists of Stardom Championship Challenger Tournament, which had 4 teams hashing it out to see who would get an Artist of Stardom Championship match on 113 in Korakuen Hall. So that was like the big thing that was happening across these 2 nights. But why don't we jump into this Korakuen Hall show because it was just wonderful. It was just fabulous. It started off with the high-speed title match. Saki Kashima versus Mei Seira. And now, before this match happened, Stardom introduced some new high-speed title match rules that, okay, when I first saw them, I was like, okay, this sounds kind of cool. We'll give it a chance.
So too.
It's like 10-minute time limit, best of 3 falls, 10 count on the outside, and you get like a little time in between falls, okay? But when it came to the match, when it came to Saki Kashima versus Mei Seira, it just didn't work.
I mean, listen, it wasn't a bad match at all. They couldn't have a bad match. But yeah, it broke up the momentum.
Yes, it kind of took away what makes a high-speed match so good. Because I know you might think, like, you might look at the title high speed and be like, oh, it's supposed to be a fast match. That's the point. But it's not really.
No.
High-speed matches are about the level of difficulty and the technicality with which these wrestlers can pull off that level of difficulty in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
And they are very speedy wrestlers.
Yeah.
But they go a million miles an hour, but they do it flawlessly.
Oh, yeah.
And because of the way this match was split between falls in such a short time period, they didn't really get a chance to show that. And I know Saki Kashima is not like the pinnacle of high-speed wrestling style, but May didn't get a chance to show her stuff very well, and Saki was just being Saki out there. But I feel like if we imagine this match style with Starlight Kid versus Azumi.
Yeah, no.
Like, I couldn't even imagine them
Terrible idea.
shoving those two into a singles match in 10 minutes with 3 falls.
You're never able to get the heat.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's just no time.
Yeah, obviously there's ways to do it in a 3-fall match, but not in a 10-minute 3-fall match.
No, if it was like 60 minutes, then maybe.
Yeah, it's just, I don't like it because I'm with you. There's something special about the high speed, and it's a fraternity or a sorority.
Sorority, for sure.
That is amazing, and I love the high speed people. Even when they somewhat graduate from it, they're always kind of part of it.
They're some of the most talented wrestlers out there, and they deserve a chance to show it, especially in
some of those talented wrestlers
matches.
in the planet.
Yeah.
just some of the spots they pull off.
I mean, you think Natsupoi, Azumi, Starlight Kid, and Mei Seira, like that. Those names are
honestly,
crazy.
The high level of the technicianship that they pull off.
Yeah.
They're wrestling masters, and they're thinking 29 moves ahead.
Yeah.
And that's what the beauty of it is. But then when something fouls up, you do work a leg. You see it, you have
the ability to slow it down if necessary. But I just feel like this rule set completely truncated the match. It just made it feel so like choppy and not that fun to watch, in my opinion.
To be fair, I don't know how much Saki was into it. So because of her previous statements about, she said who was the idiot that made these rules.
Yeah, Saki was like, this is stupid.
So
right off the bat, I was willing to give it a shot.
So, maybe jury out until we see another one with 2 actual high-speed people.
Maybe. I kind of hope that they just sort of scrap it and like pretend it didn't happen. But I'd be willing to give it another chance, I guess, if necessary. But I really don't feel like it is in the spirit of high speed as I understand high speed.
I haven't honestly seen the feedback on it yet.
Yeah.
I haven't seen if anybody hated it or liked it or...
I personally just think it didn't work. But
that's all that matters.
We'll see going forward. Mei Seira kept the belt. She did win. She's still a high speed champion. So we still have a chance to see if it would work out if she faced Azumi or somebody like that.
God.
Okay.
Yeah.
After that, we saw a quick 3-way match, Matoi Hamabe versus Hina versus Fukigen Death.
Matoi.
Her song is so fun. We do the chant. They like fit it in there.
It's perfect.
In the song, okay?
It's the most, dude.
It is the most Beauty Pair-esque
Is it not?
Song.
Is it not?
It's the Jackie Maki like chant all over again.
Jackie Maki. It's just,
it's so good.
It's so much fun. It's so 1979. It's just freaking amazing.
She definitely gives those vibes too.
They did so much with that. They did with her gear and her song and her presentation. Yeah. It's like they really did her a favor that maybe didn't get done to somebody coming out in like very babyish gear,
right, like very cutesy frilly,
right,
pink gear.
Yeah,
that seems to be the vibe sometimes with the young girls. But yeah, if you listen to it, it's like dun 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 Matoi.
Yeah,
and we always do it. It's so much fun.
It's the best.
But Hina got the win in this match, which was cool for her, getting a nice win with the Gato clutch. She loves. There's a lot of roll up power in this match, so she was the one that was able to get one over on Fukigen Death and Matoi.
Yeah, I'm glad seeing Hina doing what she's been doing too.
Me too. I'm glad to see she's out here actually getting some wins.
Yeah, me too.
Lately,
adding a lot of moves. We talked about in the last episode. She's adding a lot of moves to her repertoire.
Yes,
and I don't know. I'm here for it.
I'm honestly excited to see the next the next version of Hino.
Me too.
When she upgrades, kind of like when Hanan went to the young lioness. Like
she's not really had a story yet, has she?
No, I'm ready to see her really get into what Hina is really all about.
I want to see
the schoolgirl.
The first story.
Yeah.
Because Rina's had a story, Hana's had a story.
Yeah.
We've not had a Hina story yet.
She kind of had a practice story against her sister, but I feel like she needs to branch out away from Rina and like do her own thing.
Absolutely.
It's time for Hina to have her spot.
Absolutely. I think we've seen enough of hey, they're sisters, I'm sure they agree.
Yeah.
They're sisters. They don't want to be together.
Yeah. They don't want to wrestle each other into eternity.
Right.
It's like, it's fine. We did it. We did our thing.
We'll come back to it when we're 30.
After that, we saw a tag match where Momo Watanabe and Natsuko Tora took on Rion and Waka Tsukiyama, and this went about as you would expect it to go.
Yeah. I mean, Rion, again, looking a lot better.
She came out with the longest extensions that I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, she's laying them in. I'm going to ignore the extensions.
Okay, sorry. We're just really upset about the pigtails.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
Okay, yes, but Natsuko Tora and Momo Watanabe beat the crap out of Rion and Waka Tsukiyama.
They did.
And they won the match. So that was that. That was a nice tag match. It was not a lot really happened in it. Following that, we had Kyoko Katatsu, Rana Yagami, Lady C, Tomoka Inaba, and Shiri, God's Eye Power here, versus Momo Kogo, Saya Ida, Hanan, Koguma, and Hazuki. And this match was basically Stars trying to get God's Eye to be bears the entire time.
Yeah, it was the entire match. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, it was so fun.
It was a comedy relief because we've been building this for a year now.
Yeah.
With Rion, it started with the famous for us.
Run.
Yeah, I mean, it was just that.
Sherry coming out like making absolutely sure that no one is going to be a bear.
Basically, Rana, you're not a bear.
Yes, you are not a bear. You do not get to pretend to be a bear in the ring.
So it's a lot of fun, and I think people picked up on it and stuff. And then when you get the whole unit in there, it's just
so funny. They tried to talk Kyoka into it this time. She's the new girl, and Sherry was just out there like making absolute. She's like eye contact. No.
Oh, yeah, that's. Phew. I was just thinking of stutter steps. Okay.
And I love it when Sherry like appeals to Okada like he can do something about it, and she's like, "Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this ridiculousness?" Or she like talks to the ref.
Oh, he'd be up there doing it too.
She's such a soccer mom when it comes to her girls.
It's fun.
It is, but Stars did get the win in this match. Kuma roll for the win. It's you can't escape it.
And then
we saw Miyu Amasaki, Suzu Suzuki, and Starlight Kid versus Azusa Inaba, Rina, and Saya Kamitani. So you've got...
I love this match.
Saya and Suzu in there, who Suzu pinned Saya last week, so she's going for that red belt again that Saya has. And you also had a little interesting stuff going on here with Rina and Starlight Kid, and also Azusa Inaba and Miyu Amasaki. So there's like 3 titles in the mix here in this match, Future, Wonder, and World. So it was just... a crazy little look sort of into what's coming up, I think.
Yeah, it was a good match.
It was a really good match considering who's in it.
Yeah.
And the finish was really cool because Azusa Inaba was the one to get the pin on Miyu Amasaki, setting her up for a Future of Stardom title shot, which is really cool.
I think that might switch.
You think so?
Yeah.
Think it goes from Rina to Miyu, then back over to Hate with Azusa?
I do, which could create something there. I don't know. It'll be good.
I think Rina would be very proud of her. I think she would be like, I'm past that, but I'm very happy for you.
Right. We had a good time together. I hope you enjoy it.
And Saya really took a lot out of Suzu in this match. Like when they were on the outside, she just completely walloped her in the mouth. And Suzu's got a new piercing on her bottom lip, so it looked like it hurt quite a bit.
It did. She took some time messing around with it after that.
She did, yes. And after the match, when everyone was getting kind of chippy with each other, I did notice a little something between Rina and Starlight Kid with that Wonder of Stardom title held up in the air there.
Man, listen, you might have to just do the show without me.
If they have a match.
if they give Rina a white belt match.
She deserves it.
Listen. Just having her in that echelon, and her and Starlight.
Yeah.
SOK versus...
Just the idea of it.
SOK versus Rena in a freaking semi-main.
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
That'll be a hell of a match when it happens.
It'll be so cool because Rena will have to expand and do more. And, you know she can.
Yeah, we've seen her do some amazing things in her future of Stardom title run. Yeah. But this is like...
Yeah.
Time to put your big boy pants on.
Exactly.
Right now. I think Starlight is more than happy to give her a shot at the Wonder of Stardom
Starlight's the one to do it too, man. She can totally make somebody bring them up to another level. It's
going to be so good.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so excited when that happens.
I'm excited
It feels like it's happening. They've been hinting at it for a couple months, so I think it's happening.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that one.
In the semi-main event.
What a match.
For the Ring of Honor Women's World Championship.
What a match.
Tekla versus Athena.
Oh, what a match.
These two just knew the assignment, didn't they?
They did.
They just freaking went for it, and it paid off big time.
So let's talk Athena Palmer for a second.
Okay.
So Athena, who has had nothing short of the greatest women's championship run
ever
in
history
of any woman, anytime.
My God.
She has had every match has been phenomenal. Mm-hmm. We've talked about this. If you haven't watched Ring of Honor just to see all the Athena matches, shame. We do know your name. And Athena has proven it every time she's been on the big stage. So she's always, her whole career, has wanted to wrestle in Japan.
Yes.
She has always respected Japan. And this has been her chance. So we've been very emotional because we are frickin' enormous Athena fans.
Yes, we are.
And it's almost like when you get to live vicariously through somebody you love, you know, even knowing them as a character, you know, you love the character of Athena, but you also love the person of Athena that you get to see.
You can tell that she's so passionate about this. She's so passionate.
And she's so for women's wrestling. She's so just about it. I love seeing somebody who loves what they do at that level they're at and appreciative of what they're at. So she's
not jaded at all.
No, it's like, Athena, you're going to be on Ring of Honor. Okay, I'm going to fucking own it.
It's going to be my show.
Yeah. And it has been. It's been the highlight, right? Mm-hmm. Many weeks. It's been the highlight.
Absolutely.
And she's synonymous with that belt. So seeing her in Japan, holy shit, she turns it on. She does her thing, and it has been nothing short of glorious. I just wish it was 6 months.
I know. We've only had her there for like 2 weeks, and she's wrestled. I mean, she was in the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
She was in Korakuen Hall. I mean, it doesn't get much
I love
better
hearing
than
the
that.
Fans like get over with her, like when they see the O-face or they see,
right. It's like they start out cheering for Tekla because that's their person. It's who they're familiar with. But the longer the match goes on, the more things Athena does. It's like, no, maybe we're fans of Athena now.
Well, because she's so good at her craft. I mean, she's good at the giving. She's good at the selling. She's good at the taking and the giving. You know, this match, Tekla, it's one of my favorite Tekla matches I've ever seen.
Mine too. It was a fabulous match, and even though Athena did come out on top, I think Tekla definitely deserves her flowers for delivering in this title match. I mean, it's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, and it probably opened some doors for her.
I think so too. That Athena did extend the hand to, you know, come to America. Maybe we'll do it again sometime. I loved their little post-match interaction with calling each other bitches, but they also like each other.
It was kind of like the other side of Tony and Mayu Iwatani, right?
Yeah.
Like you have the two sweetest girls in the world.
Yeah.
And then you have character-wise,
right,
the two biggest bitches and
the queen bitches, as they would say.
So,
and then Athena just crying and thanking Japan and thanking everyone. It's just so genuine. Nice, yes, to see that level of authenticity from anyone on television, honestly.
Little did they know that they all became minions.
Yes, they are all her minions. We are all her minions. She is the forever ROH Women's Champion, and I'm excited to see her back in Ring of Honor, but also this Japan run has been glorious, and I wish it was just a little longer.
Yeah.
I just want her in Stardom house shows for a while.
I want to see like Athena versus Mayu Iwatani in a 20-minute match.
Yeah, I get the feeling that she would probably work everyone in Stardom if she was given the chance and the time.
So many incredible matchups.
Oh man, her and Tam. Can you imagine what her and Tam could do in 25 minutes?
Too violent. It's
too much.
It's like Tam takes enough as it is.
Oh God, I don't know. I just wish I could see more, but I have a feeling that we will see more in the future of Athena with the Japanese wrestlers.
Great match.
It was amazing.
Great match. Right there's my moment. So
yes, it's hard to get past that moment.
it is.
But we did have a main event, which was for the Artist of Stardom Championships. The champions, Sariano Natsupoi and Tam Nakano, taking on the winners of that little tournament I mentioned earlier, which ended up being Aya Sakura, Sayaka Kurara, and Yuna Mizumori. So we had a full Cosmic Angels main event here, and we have seen how good matches are when it features the full Cosmic Angels against each other. They just get it. They just know each other so well, and the way they work together is incredible. And the absolute highlight of this match was the stretch of Tam versus Sayaka for me. That was the emotion of the match, the story of the match. It was all building up to that, and it freaking delivered.
Dude, when I heard the Hall start their chants.
Oh, man.
Kurara.
It's the best part.
Kurara.
I love hearing it.
We love her so much. And listen, the comparison, hate me if you must, but the comparison that I see when I see Sayaka Kurara is freaking Manami Toyota.
She gives those vibes so much.
And the reason is because if you've only read it on paper and you're like, oh, Manami Toyota had, 500 5-star matches. Yeah, I get it. And you've seen the highlights. I get it. But listen, she was chaos in a swimsuit.
Yes.
She was 100% unbridled passion.
Completely raw talent.
She looked like the prettiest, baddest ass on the block if you fed her like cocaine gum.
Yeah.
And sent her in the ring because she was unbridled. I mean, she was unhinged, and it was almost like someone, and I mean this in a respectful way. I talked about last week how I used to love to see Roddy Piper fight, and you can still see some of this on the remnants of whatever the network is on Peacock. If you go back to like, I think they have something from 81. They're like a fight with him and Valentine that it looks real, right? Yes. I mean, it looks 100%. And Manami Toyota had that where she's just throwing her ass off buildings, and it not even like she might be sideways or whatever.
Imagine Darby Allin, but in a small black swimsuit and just jumping from the ring to the top rope to the outside, like all in one fluid motion, but it's scary.
Flawlessly, man. And
you're worried about her the whole match.
She reminds me of being on a rocky beach. And if you take time on those wet rocks, you might fall.
Yeah.
But if you just take the big steps, you just go. And that's what she's like in a ring. And when I see Sayaka Kurara, it's like that same type thing because, listen.
You start to see the flashes.
She don't miss a beat, man. She goes in there and she lays it in, but she's got this girl next door charm.
Yeah. She's got a hidden secret confidence, like a silent confidence. And she does not stutter or hesitate. Yeah. She's flawless in the ring.
People love her because she's one of those that come off like, well, she's not gonna try to steal my man.
Right. She makes that face and you're like, oh,
we'll let her watch the kids. The first time you meet her. Right. We'll let you watch the kids.
I would trust you.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's my checkbook. It's one of those things that she is that kind of person, but when she turns it on, I love seeing the passion in her eyes, and those eyes really came out in this, especially at the end. But, she had this longing for more, like,
right.
I want to win.
Yeah, she wanted to overcome Tam in this match.
Yeah.
And it's like we were talking earlier where you can just, even if you don't really know what you're looking for, you can tell when something's off. You can also tell when something's very on, and that's what draws crowds in, is when you can tell that someone has it. Yeah. And Sayaka Kurara, without a doubt, has it. She is top of her class in she's going to be a superstar.
But you wouldn't think that. Like,
no, of the field, you wouldn't have picked Sayaka
when
Kurara.
She's walking, even when she's walking to the ring, you're like,
you're like, oh, this girl's ditzy.
Yeah, it's just this thing. But then, ding ding.
My God, she's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. I love it because she's a perennial underdog.
Yeah.
And it's just, there's something.
She could win at any moment, and you never see it coming.
There's something perfect about always looking like the underdog. Like, you are made to be a babyface. And from the she's the definition of an underneath babyface that's fighting up, trying to get more, and people can identify with Sayaka Kurara.
Yeah, it's easy. She's just a normal girl.
Right.
But she happens to wrestle.
And they,
do it well.
The new gear was great. She's got
the black and white gear is amazing.
The black and white gear is amazing. It didn't help me with my Manami 2 stuff at all. But, she's just, I can't wait to see where this goes.
I think one day we're going to be talking about her like we do Tam now. Like, she's going to be that level. And I think way in the future, it's going to be one of those you look back on, like a Manami Toyota or an Akira Kuto. It's going to be like Sayaka Kurara was Joshi.
And that's the thing. We have this crop right now that where we have the Akira Kuto. Yeah. We have the Bull Nakano. Yeah. We have all these, incredible stars.
Oh, it's so good.
Are just, really, really starting out. Even the ones that have done it for a few years are still so young. We've got the Inoues. We've got...
We really have, like, 94 in All Japan right now.
Yeah, we really do. And
Wrestler-wise.
I agree with you. In 10 years, people are going to be scrambling to go back and find the cards.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, I got to see this video. I got to see this. Right. I got to buy these collectibles. And, I love it.
Of course, the champions did retain in this match. Tam, Saori, and Natsupoi are still the Artists of Stardom champions. But... It didn't take anything away. It just really showed the growth that Aya and Sayaka have had, and even Yuna being part of that team has just been incredible.
Yeah, and there was a scary, scary bump Tam took, man.
Yeah, when Sayaka hit her Tokimeki cutter off the ropes, Tam kind of took it like a DDT.
Oh my God.
And it did not look great. It did not look great on her neck.
Yeah, it looked like it sprung her neck.
She did finish the match.
She did.
It looked ugly.
She seemed fine because she's a freaking shogun.
Oh, you're not supposed to take a cutter on the top of your head. What are you doing, you silly?
But it was a great match, and I love the fire.
Yeah.
At the end, and that fire was from Kurara only. That fire was in her eyes.
Yes, she really wanted to prove herself in this match, and I think she came in here to win. That just didn't happen this time.
I don't think proving herself was, even though she did prove herself.
Yeah.
I don't think it was anything less than winning. Yeah. You're right.
I'm looking forward to the eventual Sayaka Tam singles match that'll happen somewhere down the line where she's going to face her teacher.
Agreed, man. Always the best.
But that was Korakuen Hall, and it was a really fun show. Like, it flew by, though. It was like, I barely remember sitting through it. It went by so fast. And we're getting into now something new, the New Year Unit League, which is starting in a day. Mm-hmm. But for some reason, the first night of it is not being broadcast live. So I don't know what that's all about.
So they can figure out the rules.
So someone can figure out the rules. But I'm going to tell you what I think the rules are from my understanding.
This has been the funnest highlight of the week for us.
Trying to figure this out.
Somewhere about a week ago, if you could have been a fly on the wall, it was... I was at work.
Yeah, we were on the phone.
And so I text Raj.
I was at work too,
yeah, I text Raj at work, and I'm at work. Yeah. And I'm just like, hey... Because we try to leave each other alone during the day because, we're working.
We're trying to get done so we can watch wrestling.
Yeah. So I text her and I'm like, hey, have you seen the rules to this?
I was like, no, let me look.
So I send them, and we didn't really get a chance to talk about it much, but I was just like, does that make any sense to you at all? And I actually called.
We had to get on the phone. Yeah, okay, this was not a text problem.
I was like, what the fuck? What is this?
Guys, we spent 20 minutes, maybe more, trying to hash out these New Year Unit League rules, like going back and forth, trying to figure out what the heck was going on.
Listening to Raja read them slower. So she reads them out loud. Okay?
This is like the actual translation from the Stardom news article about it.
And she reads them slower.
It doesn't make any more sense slowly.
I'm like, why are you reading them slower? She's like, I'm thinking maybe it'll make more sense.
I was like, I'm just trying to get it all correct in my brain. So eventually, I did come up with my understanding.
This is what we're getting right now.
Our understanding
Yes.
of what this is. And if something is off or different when this starts, I apologize because no one has been clear about this. Like, we have had no official thumbs up that this is correct.
Right.
Even though I asked, I was like, I posted it and I was like, please tell me if this is right because I have no idea what's happening.
And then they essentially posted your post.
And then they essentially posted what I posted. But, so I guess it's right.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go with it.
Wow.
But this is how it's going to work.
Yeah.
This I know for sure. There are 2 blocks.
Yes.
A red block and a blue block.
Red and blue.
Each block has 3 units each.
Yes.
In the block. And it's a round robin style tournament. So every unit will have 2 matches each in their block to determine a winner for each block that will face off in the finals. The red block is comprised of Stars, God's Eye, and EXV. And the blue block is comprised of Cosmic Angels, Hate, and Neo Genesis. Now, this is where it gets a little dicey, and I'm just going to run these down really quick and try to explain them as best I can. So in these matches, 3 members of each unit will be chosen to participate in each match on the day of the match. Probably at random. I don't know if it's random or if they have some kind of strategy.
Right.
But I don't think the units themselves get to pick who's in the match. I think they get told when they get there, you 3 are in the match tonight.
Yeah.
So I also I think this is what it said. Each match has to be made up of a different combination of 3 people from the unit. So you can't have the same 3 people in each match in the tournament, which there's only 2 matches per each unit, so that shouldn't be too hard to come up with 2 different combinations.
If they do get to pick, that'd be a hell of a strategy.
It would, because you know which team you're facing, so you can at least kind of strategize, like, oh, we're facing God's Eye, so we need some ass kickers in there. You know?
I would play it like it'd be cool if a coin flip where one team had to show who they were first, and then
cool.
and then the head of the team would be like, okay, you and you.
That would be cool.
You know, go out there.
Okay, but that's speculation. That's just us spitballing things. But as far as I know, it's going to be random.
Okay.
Each match is going to be a 6-man tag match with normal pro wrestling rules, except you're trying to work your way to 3 falls instead of 1. And it's not best 2 out of 3 falls. It's 3 total falls per match.
Right.
There has to be 3 falls in the match, or the time has to run out.
But it can be any freaking combination. So somebody could have won 1 fall, and the other team can have 2 falls, or a team can have 3.
Even if one team wins the first 2 falls, the match is not over until that third. Yeah, so one team can get all 3 falls.
Right.
Each fall within the match will count for points. 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw, and 0 points for a loss. I don't know how you get a draw in the middle of the match. I assume the time limit would be a draw.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's like double countouts in the middle of the match or whatever, but could happen that way.
Regular wrestling rules. So
yeah, that's true. So the match will continue until all 3 falls have been decided in total between the 2 units, or the 30-minute time limit has elapsed. So each match has a 30-minute time limit. You hit that time limit, you're done, even if you don't have all 3 falls decided.
What a long time limit. I love that.
It is, which is cool because we have fussed before in the past about short time limits in tournaments. So at the conclusion of the match, whether 3 falls have been decided or 30 minutes have elapsed, points will be added up for the falls in the match. So, for example, if one team scored 2 wins, they get a total of 4 points. And then the other team who scored the other win would get 2 points. Mm-hmm. So it could be any combination of any number of points with wins, draws,
or a team
losses.
Could be really far down, and then the next combination wins all 3 matches.
Yeah, and gets 6 points right off the bat. Yeah. So when it's all said and done, the units in each block with the most points will go against each other in the finals, where the entire unit will face one another.
Right.
So it's not a 6-man tag, as to my understanding.
Is that elimination?
It's the entire unit. But this says that they will accumulate points via wins until the 30 minutes is up. So it's like an Iron Man match.
Yeah.
Where they can just continuously get falls.
Freaking amazing.
And the unit with the most points in the match will win. And the winner of this tournament...
That makes it like our favorite match ever.
The winner of the tournament gets any 2 title shots for their unit that they want for any 2 titles.
So if somebody wanted the red and the white...
Yeah.
they could have it.
They could have
if
those
they
title
wanted
shots.
to tag belts and the and the
artist.
Yeah,
there you go. You got it. And they get to pick the people in their unit that
really
go for them.
Big time.
It is. It's a big stakes, and it's very confusing. But I feel like maybe it won't be confusing once we see the first match.
I think it just sounds fun.
It does. It's new. It's fresh. I think it'll be. It's different than just the Triangle Derby where it's like you just 3-on-3 normal match.
So what I'm hoping is that. The one that's supposed to be video on demand gets put up early, like the next day, so we can watch it before the second night.
Yeah, because nights 2 and 3 are live.
Yeah.
But we don't know the people in the matches yet, but we do know which teams will be facing off. On the 17th, Blue Block will be Cosmic Angels versus Neo Genesis. Red Block will be Stars versus EXV. On the 18th, Blue Block is Neo Genesis versus Hate. Red Block is Stars versus God's Eye. And then on the 19th, Blue Block is Hate versus Cosmic Angels, and Red Block is God's Eye versus EXV. And then on the 23rd will be the finals in Shinkiba First Ring. So it'll be only two tournament matches per night for 3 nights because there's only 6 units, so there's not that many matches to be had. And then the finals. So it's a pretty short little tournament, but because of the nature of it, it's very...
lots of fun.
I feel like it's going to be a lot of action. And if I just had to pick a winner for each block just off the top of my head here, for Red Block, I think I would go with... it's such a toss-up between Stars and EXV for me. God's Eye has kind of been lingering, like, a little, so I don't know if they're going to get the traction they need, unless it's just their time to go for titles at this point. But... I think I would say EXV because they don't have any gold right this second in their ranks. So that would be cool. And obviously in Blue Block, I want to pick Cosmic Angels because Cosmic Angels. But I don't know. The Neo Genesis might have a claim to this unit.
So I think Blue Block, it's hard, but...
It's hard because all the factions are so good.
Yeah.
Like, literally every faction is so strong right now. This is difficult.
I think Stars is going to win.
You think Stars will get the overall win for the whole...
Yeah, that's the only thing I can call.
Kit and caboodle?
I really believe Stars is going to get the whole thing.
That would be really cool, because you could have FWC challenge for the Goddess Belts, or you could have Hanan do another run at the Wonder, or it could be any number of things.
Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing to have the Wonder Belt with Hanan and SOK.
Yeah. It would be interesting if FWC challenged for the Goddess, since the Goddess Belts are on Hanan inside right now.
But if Hate wins, you could have, Rena and Starlight.
Yeah.
And you could have somebody for, who cares?
Who cares what else?
I'm only thinking that one match.
There's so many cool combinations of things that could happen, and I would even love to see God's Eye come up and Shiri challenge for the red or the white belt. Honestly, like I've been dying to see Shiri in another title match, or even try for the IWGP belt again, where she got screwed on that match against Mayu.
Be amazing.
It would be really cool to see, because you can't count out the IWGP belt as far as title matches go, because it's a legitimate title in Stardom.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting. I can't wait.
I'm so excited.
I think it'll be fun, and it'll be fun to see how close we were on the rules.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see how it all pans out, and if the rules are conceivable in match form. I think it'll end up really fun. And of course, we will be right back here to review all of this, probably between the first three nights and the final, so we can preview the final for you and what we think is going to happen.
Yeah.
But we will be back to review these first 3 crazy nights of back-to-back-to-back tournament action as soon as they're over with, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot to talk about.
I think so.
But make sure you're following us on our socials at Wrestling Is Her. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like and comment on the videos. Let us know what you think about these the high-speed rules, the New Year Unit League and its rules, its crazy rules. Let us know who you think might win and what titles they're going to challenge for if they do win, because we love to hear your opinions on these things so that we can, have a conversation.
Oh, my God.
That's what this show is.
It's what it's all about.
It's just a conversation about women's wrestling because we love it.
Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Sneak into Granny's house and subscribe on her computer too.
Yes.
We want it all.
Yes,
we need it all.
But for now, I'm Raja. He's John. Thank you so much for listening to Wrestling is Her. Bye.